who's the best actor that you loved working with the most? That's a terrible question. The actor you loved working with the most in the history of your life so far. Another terrible framing of a question.
That's hard.
Alan Rickman.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, like it feels ridiculous to sort of say anyone else, really. There's people who I feel that I've had closer relationships with, and people who have probably taught me more. But just the level of just how good he was, and how fortunate and ridiculous it was for me to have been working with him at that age. It seems a bit stupid to even suggest anyone else. I mean, it's just, I watch his performances now and I'm just like still going, just fuck. Like, I wish I could have that time again. I wish I could go back and work with him again. And from like what I know now, from everything that I've appreciate of him now, but I was a stupid kid, kids are stupid.
Well, you were 17 at the end when you had scenes with him, right?
No, I would have been 20 years old.
You were 20 years old, so you were an adult.
Yeah. I just, I was very, I wasn't the outgoing, charming man that you speak to now. I was very, very shy back then. And I didn't, I guess take advantage is the wrong word, but I just didn't, I didn't dare speak to hardly any of them, to be honest with you. I just was terrified of them for no reason whatsoever, because all of them were so nice and so friendly. And, people I've spoken to years later, like Michael Gambon and Robbie Coltrane and a few other guys that I've sort of since become friends with years later, I wish I could have had that relationship when I was younger. I just didn't. And obviously, sadly, Alan's one that I never got a chance to meet again after the final premieres and stuff. And I just wish I guess we all have these regrets of when we were younger. We look back and we go, oh, fuck you, idiot. Why did you do that? Or why didn't you do that? But I do wish I could go back and work with him again, knowing what I know now, if that makes sense.
That's pretty profound. And it's sad. It's like, but that's like, you take it as, this was a great moment. I got to watch him work. I got to work with him, and you take it for what it's worth and what you did.
Even like telling them, like, I guess they must hear it all the time. Like people like that must genuinely hear it all the time. Oh my God, I'm your biggest fan. Oh, I think you're amazing. But, as a young actor, like, these are people who have shaped you in ways you didn't even realize just from a film you watched when you were 9. Like, you know what I mean? Like they have had an impact on your career without you even realizing it, some of them. And I don't feel, I did tell Alan that actually on the last day. I did say something along those lines.
What'd you say?
But so many of them I didn't. Well, I think I must have told you this. On his last day, I went to his trailer, and even knocking on his door, fucking terrifying. And I just said to him, "Hey, I know it's your last day, and I just wanted to say this has been incredible. Like, to have worked with you for this long. I know that we've not really spoken very much, but I just wanted to say that it wasn't, it was because I was terrified, but you were incredible, and I just want to say thank you for allowing me to work with you for 10 years and not ever shouting at me or treating any of us anything less than your equal."
Wow.
And he was like, "Come on in." And he put the kettle on, and we had a cup of tea, and we just chatted about what I was going to do, in my career going forward, and what he recommended I do. And yeah, I mean, it was just, I'm so glad I did that. I wish I'd done it 5 years earlier, you know what I mean? But at least I can say I did that. Like, that's one thing. Like, I never did that with anyone else.
I didn't know that story.
Oh yeah. So, cause he was, I think he was, I don't know what his job title was, but he was quite important at RADA at the time. I'm not entirely sure exactly what he was. Like, he was president or something of RADA. I don't know. And he was talking about how he thought I should go to drama school. That was probably him very politely criticizing me. I'm kidding. But this is what goes through my head all the time.
Right.
But he did say, you can do it. He said that to me. Those are his words. He says, you can do it. But his point was that I would need, my skills would need honing. And he was absolutely right about that. And he recommended theatre and doing theatre. And that's why I did some theatre, which, I mean, he couldn't have been more right about that I learned so much more about myself as not only just an actor, but as a person. Like, what do I want out of life? What do I want out of this career? I learned all that on stage. I didn't learn that on Harry Potter. I learned all that, like, when you're in the firing line of critics every week on stage. I developed all my thick skin and thicker skin, doing that. And that's what I think he was telling me to go and do, because doing Harry Potter, you've got it easy. You can hide behind a lot of people. You can hide behind scenery, for crying out loud. You can get away with a lot when you're doing 40 takes of every scene and you've got spells going off and explosions and all this. They can just chop that to pieces. They're going to make everyone look respectable,
So were there, yeah.